Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. With 443 voting Monday, the total for early voting in Hopkins County continues to rise. Add to that total the 789 ballots received by mail thus far, and early voting this year has already reached over 5,000 votes cast. Debbie Shirley, Hopkins County Clerk, said her office sent out 960 ballots as requested this year. Ballots by mail are available to those over 65 years of age. Shirley, who has served the county for 4 terms of office, did not seek re-election in this term year. Yet, early voting continues in the Justice of the Peace Precinct 2 courtroom. Early voting will also be available through November 2nd. From 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. each weekday, with the exception of Thursday, when early ballots may be cast from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. They could have also been cast today from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. in early voting. The first of 3 charrettes that will lead to parks and open space master plan for the city of Sulphur Springs provided several ideas for improvement of space and usage at Pacific Park. 2 additional charrettes will focus on additional parks and open spaces in the city as the city prepares to qualify for grants similar to the grants received in the Coleman Park project and others recently. As the plan for Pacific Park develops, 3 specific areas will become focal points for those utilizing the park. On the south side and centered will be a new Grace building. The new building will be larger than the present building with windows facing into the park, commercial appliances in the kitchen, and storage closets. City Manager Mark Maxwell said the new building will be used for lots of events and some regular events, according to that which planners were told by members of the public who participated in the planning. On the other end of the park will be a covered pavilion that will be large enough for 2 basketball courts that can be converted into volleyball courts as well, and will be used for large gatherings. In the middle of the park will be a multi-purpose space that will have an open softball field. Temporary fencing for the softball field will be available for tournament play. The open field will also be used for other activities. Maxwell said this doesn't happen overnight. The first thing to happen will be the Grace building, and funding has been planned and will be partially provided by the sale of 15 acres of land owned by the city in northern Hopkins County. More money will also be needed for the new building as well as other projects in the park. That's why the Parks and Open Space Master Plan to pursue grants is being done. Jessica Hari was honored for going above and beyond the call of duty for the citizens of Hopkins County through Child Protective Services. The honor was bestowed by Hopkins County Chief Investigator Corley Weatherford and the Sheriff's Department Tuesday.
Jessica goes above and beyond. All of y'all work with her. You know she's passionate about her job. She's passionate about protecting the kids and the youth of Hopkins County. Even walking in here today, not knowing what she was coming here for, the first words out of her mouth, she was talking to me about a case that we've been working on for a couple of months now. She's extremely passionate. She makes herself available to us 24/7. We just want to recognize her for a job well done. Thank you very much.
This job is not always easy. It takes all of us, and for me, this job is my life. I love this. I do it every day because I truly care about what happens here, and I want each and every one of you to know that you can always call me, and if I'm somewhere where I can't help you, I'll find somebody that can. At the end of the day, we're all here, we're a team, and that doesn't matter if we get along every day or we don't. At the end of the day, our job is child safety and the protecting those around us, and that's why I'm here, and that's what I'm here for. So at the end of the day, know that you can call me every day, all day, anytime, and I'll be there. And I know that my team will do the same thing, and so if I can't be there, one of them will be. And I thank y'all so much. This means so much to me because I truly do care about this job more than I could ever express to each of you. Thank you.
We're going to find out some more stuff about Central Baptist Church and what goes on over there. Good morning, Pastor.
Well, good morning. It's great to be with you today.
Thanks for coming in.
What is it that that songwriter said? It's a great day to be alive.
It is a great day to be alive. Pastor Chris Stevens, thank you for coming in. And Melinda Henderson.
Hello.
Hi, good morning again. How did Pick of the Patch go?
Pick of the Patch was pretty great. I think we had probably at least 200 people come through.
Wow.
We did the face painting, and we had hot dogs, which the sheriff department's provided everything. They donated everything. We just had the property and had it there at the church, and so everything went well. There was a lot of stuff going on though Saturday, for sure.
There was.
But we had about 200 come through, I think.
Wonderful news. And so you have another event planned.
Yes. Go ahead. We're going to have Treat Street.
Yes.
First annual. Now, I guess that means it's going to happen from now on. But this is our first annual Treat Street, and we're making the back of the parking lot behind the gym a little cul-de-sac where the kids can walk from car to car. Around here, they call it trunk or treat, but we're making ours a treat street, and every car is going to be decorated. Now, my wife's a little strange. She loves snowmen. So the back of our Nissan Murano is going to be decorated with snowmen everywhere. We're going to get her a little snowman outfit, or at least a fluffy white gown, and every car is going to have candy, and it's just going to be a great place for the kids to have fun and be safe. And then after they walk through the cars, Melinda, what's happening inside?
Inside the gym, we're going to have games, and we're going to give out Bibles, but that'll be outside it before you go into the gym. And then we're going to have a photo booth also, and we're going to have popcorn and a drink for everyone, and we're going to have bounce houses inside the gym.
Now, you say a photo booth.
Yes.
Now, by that, you mean that everybody that comes in is going to get their picture taken?
If they would like to get their picture taken, yes, and we have a free 5x7 that's going to go out to everyone that chooses to get their picture taken.
Oh, so it's not facial recognition stuff, huh?
No.
Oh, okay. Now, what's the background on that?
It is going to be the Great Pumpkin.
Oh,
so it's gonna
with
be
Snoopy?
No. Is it Snoopy on there?
I don't know.
Snoopy. It's either Snoopy or Charlie Brown.
It sounds good. Yes. Oh,
Treat
man.
Street.
Treat
I
Street.
love the name you've chosen.
Well, thank you.
We're going to have about 22 or 23 cars in there. We're going to enter in off of Conley Street, which would be the north side of the church, because we're going to have the south side is where all of the cars are going to be parked in that parking lot there, and then we'll go up into the gym from that entrance and exit out the side of the gym.
It'll be like a little horseshoe that they'll walk around.
So this is not a driving entrance. Okay.
No.
Cars will be parked.
Just for the safety of all the kids.
Okay, so the north parking lot is where visitors will put their cars.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know, I had never been to one of the parades, the Fall Festival Parade.
Yes.
And so I was actually going to try to ride my motorcycle in it, but it was cold. So I said, no, I'll walk behind the float that we had, and we passing out candy left and right. And I did not realize how long it was. So dummy me wore cowboy boots. If you're listening, I would like to remind you, if you're going to walk in a parade, don't do it in cowboy boots. But it was awesome. There were so many folks around. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed that.
We try to do things like that here in Hopkins County, and we're so glad that you are now part of us.
And then the stew cook-off. Man, I look out the RV window, and there's thousands of people across the street. I'm thinking, what do they know that I don't know? I better get out of this house. But it was awesome.
What do you think about our stew contest? Did you try Hopkins County stew?
We did. It was awesome. We were a little late getting there because I had to go downtown and drool over the Corvettes. I've owned two in my life and looking to get a third, but I had to go drool. And we were a little late getting there, but we did go around. We got some stew, and we really, really enjoyed it.
Fall festival time in Hopkins County is a wonderful time.
I agree.
I have to admit, my wife loved the craft show. I couldn't get her out of there. I'd sit in the car and text and say, "Come on, darling, football game's on. Be there when I'm done." I just sit there, and she just had a great time. We are so excited to be in Sulphur Springs. It's amazing.
Central Baptist Church is kind of right there at the edge of the park, Buford
Yes.
Park, oversees everything that goes on there.
Mm-hmm.
And this time of the year, it's a great place to be.
Yes,
is.
ma'am.
Love it.
Yeah, we do. Anyway, we enjoy having the privilege of providing our parking lot so the folks can park free of charge, and of course our parking lot is completely full, and that's so exciting to be able to be a blessing to the community like that. I believe that church happens outside the walls. Worship can happen inside, but church happens outside, reaching out to our community in every area, such as Treat Street, the games we're going to have inside. I can't wait for that. That's going to be awesome.
It's going to be fun.
I like the fact that you're giving out Bibles and keeping the focus on the fact that this is a church and
Yes.
a safe event.
We will have some children's Bibles, and we will have some little New Testament Bibles also. So everyone will be able to get one.
Okay.
So that's pretty exciting for us.
When you enter, which will be through the south door from the parking lot area where the trunk or treat cars will be parked, you
Yes,
enter
ma'am.
into the gym, and then there's Treat Street indoors. Because, well, we just have a big old rain forecast.
Yes, unfortunately, God's going to bless us again with more rain. I actually wanted to go start building me an ark the other day, the last set, but we made it through it. And being from Sweetwater, we never get rain. And we were sitting around as a staff yesterday talking, what are we going to do if it's going to rain? And immediately in my brain, hey, we're in Sweetwater. It's not going to rain. And then I write, wait a minute, we're in Sulphur Springs. It rains. And I was so excited because I actually go out and laugh and dance and run in it when I see it. We're excited to have it. But when they come through the door, if it's raining and we have a Treat Street inside, every car then will move to a table. Okay. So we will have tables of candy lined up, and the people in their costumes that would have been outside will be inside passing out the candy. And, of course, we'll have all kind of games. I think we got a fishing booth. We got bounce house.
I just love that Go Fish booth.
Yeah, that's so much fun.
My favorite thing back then.
Yes. So we're really, really excited about this. My staff, I could not tell you how proud I am of the job that they have done putting this together. I just casually mentioned it. I've only been here 3 months, and I casually mentioned it about 2 months ago, and they took that thing like wildfire and ran with it and have done such an awesome job. And I know she's sitting here, and I know I pick on her a lot, and I would say she was sitting here or not, Melinda is an awesome, awesome children's ministry director.
Thank you. Thank you. It's not me, though. It's what Christ can do through someone. So anyway, but rain or shine, we will have Treat Street, rain or shine.
And that is Wednesday night. It is Halloween night, October
Yes.
31st, and Central Baptist Church, their corner of Conley and
League.
League.
League, yeah.
Correct.
Now, we start at what time?
We will start at 6 o'clock, and it's from 8 o'clock, 6 to 8.
Okay. Treat Street, I love it.
And if you want to line up at 5:45, that'll be fine. If you want to stand in the rain at 4 o'clock, we don't care. Just come on and have a great time with us.
It's going to be a great time.
This photo booth thing, so someone will take the pictures, and
Yes.
if you stay a while, you can get your...
Well, what we're going to do is, I think Felicia, one of our church secretaries, has made a card, and they're going to write their address and their description and what's in the photo and who's in the photo on the card, and then we will get that to them somehow. It will not be that night, I don't believe.
Well, they're working on trying to take the picture and then send it to the office, and having somebody in there print them off immediately, but they're still trying to figure out the logistics of that.
Okay.
But either way, they're going to get a free 5x7 with Snoopy.
But you know what? A lot of people would like to take their own.
Yes.
On the backdrop.
Yes, and that would be fine
That would be
also.
fine, too.
Yes, ma'am, because the gymnasium will be decorated.
Yep.
It'll be Treat Street friendly.
I think
Really will.
Central Baptist Church is going to be the Treat Street place to be.
Well,
tomorrow
thank
night.
you. We're
Thank you so
excited
much.
about it.
Let me ask you just a little bit more about Central Baptist and Melinda being children's minister. There is a lot of children there and young families.
Yes.
All ages at Central Baptist.
That is correct. We have all ages at Central, and we have new ones coming in all the time, new members joining the church with the children, and we would like to welcome anybody in the community that needs a church home or just want someone to love on them. That would be Central Baptist Church.
This coming Sunday, not this Sunday, November the 11th, and then on November the 18th, the kids are going to open our church service with singing.
Yes.
And we're going to bring them in. I'm a kid-friendly person. I love kids. So we're going to bring them in and let them open our service with a song. I mean, there's nothing sweeter than kids. There really isn't.
Singing comes natural to people. It's a natural human response, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
And kids love it.
They do. They do. And it's going to be focused on Thanksgiving. So they're going to be just all cute and everything. So you guys come and see it and see them sing and listen to them worship the Lord the way they do.
At this time of year, it makes us think more of home, our roots, a mellow time of year that makes us appreciate what's come before and what our future is.
Yes, ma'am. Exactly. And we want to thank KSST for the blessing they are to the community.
Yes.
You know, November's coming up, and I try to take and give 30 days of Thanksgiving. So November the 1st, I'm going to thank God for you and your radio station and the outreach you have in our community and surrounding area, and just say thank you for what you have done and for what you're going to do.
Beautiful. I love that. And that applies to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you both for coming in. We're excited about Treat Street and Central Baptist Church throughout the year. So hopefully come back and keep us up on your next events.
We sure will. And
Thank you so
you for
much.
having us.
We'll see you tomorrow evening at Central Baptist Church.
United Way report meeting Tuesday morning.
I've got a check from Hopkins County Rotary Club, and I've had a few that have been dropped off. Water Oak Preschool, 125 pledge, Bellamy, I guess it's the day spa down there,
Yes.
100% pledge, $57.
Awesome.
Galleon Insurance Agency, 468, ahead of goal,
Awesome.
great. ANS Air Conditioning, ahead of goal. And then Sulphur Bluff ISD, I've also collected. I do need to report that FlowServe, we've gotten their contributions. Total contribution of $16,760.
Wow.
So corporate donation 10 grand and employee donation 6,760. So that's ahead of where they were last year. So very good. Christus Mother Francis, 10,190. Employee contributions of 4,325. Physician contributions of 770, and corporate match of 5,095. So very good there. Ocean Spray employees, $10,110 from Ocean Spray. So
What was it again?
10,110.
Awesome.
Okay.
Today.
Well, I've got great news. After tallying up all the donations that have come in through the week, we're going to add to our existing $77,801.58. We'll be adding $43,658.05, which brings us to a total of $121,459.63. That's hang on, just because I like percentages, let's see where we're at. 121, 459er, 75, let's round it, 76% of
Yeah.
76% of goals. So 25% left to go. This is where we make it or break it. Keep
That's
pushing
for
everybody.
last.
Absolutely. But we do have some of the bigger hitters that are still out there. Clayton Holmes, Adams, the hospital district, emergency services district, SSISD, Encore, and City National Bank. So, if you've still got some that are laying out there, let's try to get those in. Do you keep a list of those that are laying out there that we need to follow back up on?
Yes, so I'll scrap that list with what we brought in today.
Okay.
And I've been reaching out individually to all of our workers that still have outstanding ones, so I'll be doing that again.
Does anybody have a net data, Jen?
Here's Don Julian with sports.
On Coordinator Tuesday, Wildcats offensive coordinator Matt Young talks about that Greenville game last Friday where lots of players had good stats, but the team seemed to struggle. Coach Young also discusses the Kaufman Lions defense that the Wildcats will be facing Friday night at the Prim.
Yeah, you go look at the numbers. We had 350 yards of offense, almost 7 yards of play, which is pretty standard. We had an efficiency rating over 50%. But it was just some individual plays that led to things going sour. Early on, we ran a boot and didn't get outside the guard, so we took a big sack with the throwaway. There was another time where we ran a route and they had them covered, and we took a big sack instead of just throwing the ball away. Then the turnovers. One time when Chalk went down, his arms down. But that stuff happens. And really what was and strangely, those things happen in Greenville. If you go back and you check the Kaufman game, with a minute and a half, they're down 7. 21-14 at Greenville. So it's a tough place to go play. I was just proud of our kids. We met at halftime. We just talked about the 5 or 6 individual things that didn't go the way we wanted, where if you eliminate those, we're in the end zone. It's a different ballgame, but it wasn't. So we had to go out and play. We didn't go score the first drive of the third quarter, so it didn't automatically flip. But kids just kept making plays, whether it was Caden, Chalk, and Colton being physical in their run game. That Corian made some big throws when he had to. The O-line staying consistent. Just play after play doing what they were asked to do, and then the defense making a big stop at the end and got out there with a W.
Right. They kind of threw us a curve. They changed their pass defense a little bit, maybe something we hadn't seen before.
They just played one of those sacks. They played a scheme a little bit different. Otherwise, it wasn't anything too major. It just got to be one of those nights where the ball wasn't coming out how you want it to, and so you kind of slow down and make sure everybody's sound on what they got, and nothing goes too chaotic, and grind it out.
Talked to the head coach at Kaufman. He was here for a while, but it was before I got here, and I think really before Coach Owens really got here.
Yeah.
But he said strength of his defense, in his opinion, is D-line. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, they're extremely physical. Number 44 and number 11 kind of set the edge for them, both very, very active. 61 inside, number 8, their middle linebacker, kind of joins that group. Really athletic players with great motors, and it's going to be a physical contest. It's amazing how this district is so physical. Mm-hmm. Every team you line up against it's going to start off being a physical game, and then go from there.
All right. It was interesting too, talking to Coach about tackling. He said we need to tackle better, and I said Coach Owen says that every week. But that's hopefully your guys are causing some of those headaches.
Yeah, if Coach Burleson's crew's tackling better, then we're in trouble, because they got some guys that do really well. Safety number 5, they got number 22, number 12, 13. They got these guys that can fly in the back end, that come up and close quickly. Not to mention those guys 44 and 11 we already mentioned up front that make big plays. So I think everybody in this day and age tackling is complicated because of the space you make and the space you create. The thing he has going for him is he has some guys that can run that close that space really quickly.
Yeah, they seem to have a reputation for team speed, especially I was thinking mostly on offense, but one of those offensive guys, also a defender, plays both ways, and so I'm sure those defenders get around pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Those guys tend to flip over there, number 3 and 13. Those guys tend to play really fast in the back end. They kind of play soft. They keep their eyes where they can see what's happening, and then they trigger in a hurry.
Wildcats defensive coordinator Alex Guerra talks about the defensive play against Greenville, and he discusses the speedy Kaufman Lions offense the Wildcats will be facing Friday night on senior night at Gerald Prim Stadium.
Guys came out to play. We started a little slow at first. As usual, a couple of assignments, tackles were missed, but after that second touchdown, we kind of settled them down on the sideline. Went into the half, made some adjustments, and it worked out for us.
Uh-huh. You remember the 4th and 2 play, where they were deep in their own territory. Describe that for us a little bit about who really stood out on that play.
It was a pretty exciting situation. Kids were pumped up about it. They went over to our right side, came off the edge, and our will linebacker, Bryce, came in and stepped up, slipped the block, and made the play in the backfield. So he had a good night. I mean, he was triggering really fast. So that was kind of indicative of what he had done all night.
Had a whole lot of tackles and assists, seemed like, as I recall. May have led the team. I'm not sure about that. But.
Yeah, he led the team this week. Now, he ran by a whole bunch of them because he was triggering too fast at times. But he's finally, he's always had good games, but I think this is kind of a breakout game for him defensively.
Of course, the cornerback's big on the last 2 throws into the end zone. I think we thought it was Connor Bergen maybe on the one out of bounds, and then Andy Edens all over the guy on the last play.
Yeah, sure was. It was both those guys stepped up, made plays for us. Andy's had a good year. He's had some ups and downs, but he really came up big for us, and I was really proud of him for making that play. Not just for the win, but just for him in general, because like I said, he had some ups and downs, and he had a great game that night and did well.
Defense getting maybe more confidence, or I don't know, maybe they had confidence all along, those guys. What are your thoughts?
I don't think it's a lack of confidence as much as it's a lack of focus sometimes. We still real goofy, but when they settle down, I mean, we're fast, and they know their assignments. They're a smart defense. We're able to make checks the last couple of weeks that we weren't able to make when we first got here. And I think a lot of that it's because of the seniors that we have there, their leadership and their knowledge of the defense and the scheme that had been there right before I got here.
Mm-hmm. You're kind of a tough grader on the defense, but when you really praise them, I'll know that they're playing very, very well because but that's just the way you are, right? I mean, they have to earn it, right?
Yes, sir. I grade hard, but I'm very proud of them. I think they're giving me great effort. I think they'll get a perfect grade when we have a shutout. And today's offenses, that's hard to do.
Absolutely.
It's very hard. So I'm proud of them. They're getting better every week. But as any good coach would tell you, we just want them to get better and better every week.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, if you were singing their praises every week when they weren't playing so well, people would kind of wonder about you. But,
yes, sir.
Let's talk a little bit about a real challenge on offense. Kaufman with all their speed, and just tell us about them.
Yeah, well, they've got tons of weapons. Starting with their offensive line, they're good. I mean, their scheme is good. They're good at what they do. They move fast. They're aggressive. They're violent. They know their scheme. They get where they got to go quickly. They have a couple of running backs that are really good. I think one of them may be dinged up a little, which kind of don't matter. They got another one to come right in and fill in. Their quarterback is great. They got some receivers that are really speedy. We just got to know where those playmakers are at all times on the field. So I think one of the better offenses we maybe have faced this year would be coming this Friday night.
Yeah, the coach had to feel blessed. 2 of those kids that are great speed, I think they're twin brothers. And one of them's a running back and one's a wide receiver, and they really wreak havoc, don't they?
Oh, yeah. They can go. There's no doubt the slot receiver out there, they move them all over the place. But I think most of his damage has come out of the slot. He'll streak right down the field, and when he's at number 1 receiver, he just runs right by corners all night. I mean, we're going to have nice cushions, some help over the top for that guy.
Another big game. We had Corsicana battle for number 1. This kind of battle for number 2, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wish it was different, but we'll take number 2 right now. And we'll go there and do the best we can. Hopefully, we'll get the W on Friday.
The Wildcats golf team played well Monday in Gladewater at the Tempest Golf Course in very good golf weather. And we get results from Wildcats golf coach Chris Owens.
A challenging golf course, which we played very well, which was very pleasing to me and the team. We won the tournament. A couple kids shot pretty low and beginning to get consistent there, which is exciting, especially in the fall. We got a lot of time still to continue working and getting better until we get into district in the spring. But team played well. Carter Lewis was second place with a 73. Colton Bench was third place with a 74. Grant Maheski came in with an 86 and Andrew Escobar with an 88. So, and I know Andrew and Grant can play a little bit better than that. So, we could even get our team score down lower. Challenging golf course. It was long. really tiered and two-tiered and three-tiered. Some of the greens were, so you had to place the ball, on the proper tier and those kind of things. The greens are firm because it's a new golf course and they weren't holding, so kids had to adjust to that and hit short and let it run and roll and do those things. But they adjusted well, played good. Almost every tee shot had to be placed in a specific spot. You couldn't just get up there and rip it right down the middle or try to rip it right down the middle. So kids had to think a lot, and they did a good job with that, and very pleased. We had it was a 10-team field, and we won, and just excited about that. And our next one's going to be November the 5th in Mount Pleasant Country Club, and hope to continue rolling there and get some scores low and consistent. Those two guys shooting in the low 70s really going to help us. We didn't have that last year. They were upper 70s, which is still a good golf, but really, really good golf when you can stay around par like that. So excited about where they are and just continuing to get better and build on that.
What kind of team total did you have?
Team total was 321.
321.
Yeah, okay. Which I think we can get that down into 3-0 something, when everybody's clicking and playing, and excited about that.
Pretty good competitors there.
Yes, not the greatest field, but there were some good scores there. Several in the 70s. A kid from Longview shot 70. Pleasant Grove was there, which has been a powerhouse in golf for a long time, and Lindale has a really good golfer on their team. Didn't have a great day. He's usually a low 70s guy and shot in the 80s. So, but anyway, that's a challenging golf course. You really had to adjust, and most of our kids did pretty good with that.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.